the most recent one is Go Back to Nature and Heal Yourself. In fact, Mr. Hari deems these books as basic courses on the science of human body. He refers to it as the internal science, as opposed to the material science which is traditionally taught in classrooms. More about the book from the man himself. Please put your hands together for Mr. Gurdip Hari.
Thank you, students, for that beautiful introduction. Good evening. Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, Walaikum Salam. My throat is not so good today, but nevertheless, I'm here to share a message of good health, a message of success and prosperity, and a message of love that I have for myself, for my family, for all of you, and for the entire universe. Because it is love, that's what we are. I know I am love, you are love, and this entire universe is an expression of that divine love that we call God or nature. And this is what we are. I belong to you, you belong to me. Love is the common bond to which we all belong. What I do to you is what I do to myself. Many years ago, a great teacher said, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. When he spoke these words, the people who heard him, they complained. They said, we are the children of God, never in bondage to any man. So how will we be set free? Because we already are free. If today I repeat the same words to you, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free, perhaps you might also complain. You might say, we live in a free nation. We are not in bondage to any man or any country. The British, they left long ago in 1947. So how will we be set free? We already are free. My dear friends, the problem then and the problem today is the same. The majority of humankind was and still is in bondage. Why? Because we do not understand the meaning of truth. When that great teacher said, the human body is the temple of God, that was and still is the truth. When he said, the kingdom of God was inside you, that was and still is the truth. When he said a day will come that each person will become a priest or a pujari of his very own temple, that was and still is the truth. Why is it still the truth? Because truth never changes. I accepted these truths many years ago. I accepted that this body was my temple. I accepted that the kingdom was inside me. I accepted that I was the priest or the pujari of my very own temple. With this acceptance, I realized that it wasn't enough. That I went to the man-made temple once a week for worship and forgot this God-made temple, my very own human body. And since I was the priest, what would be the best way to keep it clean, pure, and healthy? So I went back to the times gone by to find out how a priest maintained the man-made temple. In In fact, I met a priest living in a remote village in the south of India who was still following this ancient technique. And this is what he did when he woke up in the mornings. The very first thing he did was to wash the temple on the inside with water. Why did he do that? Well, a lot of people came into the temple yesterday, so the floor was dirty and needs to be washed. And I began doing likewise. When I wake up in the mornings, the very first thing I do is to wash my temple on the inside by drinking 1.5 liter water. Why do I do that? Well, a lot of toxins came into my temple yesterday from the foods that I eat. As we all know, the foods nowadays are full of poisons and pesticides. So my floor, which happens to be my stomach, is dirty and needs to be washed. Today, medical science agrees that every sickness, every disease is due to toxins in the body. And when you drink that much water, 1.5 liters in the morning, on an empty stomach, all the toxins will be washed away. No toxins, no disease. It's a simple law of nature. The second thing the priest did was to take a duster and clean the windows, the idols, and the statues. Why did he do that? Well, a lot of dust came into the temple yesterday, so these things are dirty and they need to be cleaned. And I began doing likewise. Using my fingers, I breathe in from one side of my nose and breathe out from the other side. Then breathe in, breathe out for 10 minutes. Why do I do it? Well, a lot of dust also came into my temple yesterday. So my doors, my windows, my idols, which happen to be my internal organs, are dirty. And this simple yoga technique clears the dust away. The third thing the priest did, he went around on a physical inspection of the temple to check if the doors, the bricks, the blocks were intact. And if there was a problem, he fixed it. And once again, I began doing likewise. I go into my gym. First, I ride the bicycle for 30 minutes. While I'm riding the bicycle, I also do Reiki. Reiki is one of the most ancient spiritual healing sciences. It is said Lord Shiva brought the knowledge of Reiki down to earth. Reiki is that amazing tool which balances your positive and negative. As we all know, today there is more negative inside us and less positive. So Reiki brings in that balance and makes you healthy in your mind, body and spirit. After that, I do some physical training to keep my doors, my bricks, my blocks intact. Now let's look at a scenario. If the priest didn't do all these things, what would happen? Let's say he didn't wash the floor for 30 days. He didn't clean the windows, the idols, and the statues. Wouldn't the temple be in a mess? And would people like to go for worship to such a dirty temple? I'm certain none of you would like to go to a place of worship which is not clean. And if he didn't physically inspect to keep the infrastructure intact, what would happen? One day, the temple would be in ruins. Then forget, people coming for worship to that temple, even he himself, wouldn't be able to live inside it in peace and comfort. Likewise, if I didn't do all these things, that is drinking 1.5 liter water, breathing, Reiki, yoga, and physical training, my temple would also be in a mess, and perhaps one day in ruins, when I'll be surrounded with major health issues like diabetes, high or low BP, heart problem, or the biggest of all, cancer, then would I be able to live inside this temple in peace and comfort? Would I be able to do all the things that I need to do? Would I be able to enjoy my journey on this beautiful planet? My dear friends, these are my truths. The truths that I discovered by making practical application of the words of that great teacher. And these truths have set me free. Free from bondage to sickness and disease. Free from bondage to these dangerous drugs and medications that provide no permanent healing. And free from bondage to failure, depression, and worries. Since the day I became the priest of my temple, I haven't fallen sick. Except for a common cold or cough due to weather change. Nothing has happened to me. For a number of years, my friends were surprised at how I kept getting younger with each passing year. And they wanted to know the secret behind my youth. I am 62 years old, and I call myself born again, having died from old age, and born into a new age where my good health has become my greatest wealth. And it makes me live and enjoy my life to the fullest. Whatever project or mission I undertake becomes a success story. It's like saying, whatever I touch turns into gold. And believe me, I'm not doing anything supernatural. Whatever I do, all men and women can do. You can do it. You can do it too. In fact, every one of you can do it. And it's all in my new book. Go back to nature and heal yourself. Go back to nature and heal yourself in each and every aspect of life. We all need healing. Healing with our health, our work, our business. Healing with our nation. And most important of all, healing with our relationships, which are breaking down because our health is breaking down. My previous two books, The Conscious, Unconscious, and Subconscious Mind, and Mental, Physical, and Spiritual Health, came out a few years back. And these books have helped numerous people who made practical application of the knowledge they contain to move on to that road which leads to good health, success, and prosperity. Knowledge is extremely powerful. In fact, the very first chapter of my new book is called Knowledge is Power. It's true. Knowledge is power, but only when practically applied. And what is that one thing which stops you from making practical application of the knowledge that comes your way? Well, it's a deep-rooted habit called procrastination, which stops you from making practical application of the knowledge that comes your way. And the amazing part is, 80% of the world's population has the habit of procrastination. The success ratio in every nation is 80-20, which means only 20% people are successful in what they do, while the remaining 80% live ordinary lives. And often wonder, what's wrong with them? Well, the only thing that is wrong with them is their habit of procrastination. What they should do today, they leave it for tomorrow. And that tomorrow never comes. Since the day I was born, I haven't seen tomorrow. I don't know if any one of you has seen tomorrow. Has anyone seen tomorrow? No? So there is no tomorrow. When tomorrow comes, it comes as today. So whatever you need to do, you need to begin today. You need to take the first step today. And then bit by bit, you will be able to fulfill all your dreams and all your goals. My new book, Go Back to Nature and Heal Yourself, not only reveals my personal and universal secrets on how to succeed in every single area of your life, it also shows in a very simple and practical manner how to get rid of procrastination. The formula of success is extremely simple. When you are healthy, whatever you will do it in a healthy manner. And a healthy manner is a successful manner. You may have often heard that health is our greatest wealth. But to be wealthy in the true sense, you've got to be healthy. Because no amount of wealth can ever buy you good health. Michael Jackson and Steve Jobs were two highly talented individuals. And they both died in their 50s. They had a lot of wealth, but that wealth couldn't save them from dying. Had they known this truth and taken care of the bodies they lived in, they could have lived for another 20, 30, or even 50 years. Imagine the amount of music and entertainment Michael Jackson could have provided to his millions of fans. And how many more amazing gadgets Steve Jobs could have created for all of us to enjoy. But they both had to leave before their time. In fact, before Michael left, he was preparing for a series of concerts in London. The tickets had all been sold out, but Michael had to leave without fulfilling his dream of staging a great comeback. I'm certain every one of you here has a dream. Don't you have a dream? To be successful, to be respected by everyone in the society. If you have a dream and you would like to fulfill it, you should try and understand the meaning behind the words of that great teacher. When he said, "And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." The truth about your good health is what he was talking about. This is why he clearly referred to the human body as the temple of God and pointed out that the kingdom of God was inside you. So is it not your duty to keep that temple, that kingdom clean, pure, and healthy? Isn't that your duty? Do you know that God made us in His own image? Every holy book confirms this fact, that He made us in His own image. But what does it mean? He's the creator, and He made us in that image and gave us the power to create anything that we want. Now, to create a successful life and fulfill all your dreams and all your goals, the only thing that you need to do is to take care of this human body in which you live. The human body is the biggest wonder on earth. We often talk about those 7 wonders which are man-made. But this wonder is God-made. And it was made to last for a good 100 years without facing any problems. And the amazing part is, it fixes problems by itself. The way you see me today, I wasn't like this 17 years back. At age 45, I looked much older. My eyesight and many other organs were getting weak because I wasn't taking care of myself. The moment I started taking care of this body in which I live, my vision began to improve. Today at age 62, I have perfect vision. And you can imagine what might be the state of my other internal organs which are functioning as they were functioning when I was 25 years old. About 7 years ago, upon the advice of God's guy, who's a practicing naturopath in Los Angeles, I went through various blood tests. When the results arrived, he was seemingly shocked. He couldn't believe that those results were of someone who was 55 years old. And he said to me, "My friend, what are you up to? What are you doing to be in such phenomenal state of health?" And I gave him a copy of my book, Mental, Physical, and Spiritual Health, and told him whatever I do is all in this book. You can follow the same guidelines and achieve the same results. About 3 years ago, I did those same tests once again in Accra, Ghana, and Dr. David Noddy, who's a senior medical officer, confirmed the same facts. And he said to me, "If you continue doing what you are doing every day, even at age 100, all your cells and organs will be working in an optimal manner. And you will be able to do all the things that you did in your younger days with the same strength and vitality." So by daily morning acts of drinking 1.5 liters of water, breathing, Reiki, yoga, physical training, have taken me back to my youth. And as I earlier said, I'm not doing anything supernatural. Whatever I do, everyone can do. These daily morning acts, I call them body worship. Worshipping your body. People go to man-made temples once a week to worship God, but I worship Him every day by taking care of this most amazing gift, this human body that He has given me. Those temples and places of worship, we have made them from bricks and stones. But this temple is made by God from flesh and blood. If we consider those man-made monuments as sacred and holy, shouldn't we consider this God-made monument also as sacred and holy and give it the same respect and honor? Shouldn't we do it? My dear fellow travelers on earth, what is the truth? What is the truth after all? Your good health is your only truth, and what will set you free from bondage to sickness and disease, from bondage to these dangerous drugs and medications that provide no mobility, and from bondage to failure, depression and worries. It's only your good health that can set you free. Do you know that you are someone living inside this human body? This body is just a tool, an instrument for you to do your journey on earth. Just like this throat is an instrument for me to speak. If tomorrow something happens to my throat and I cannot speak, I am not dead. So who am I? These books will help you to find out who you are and change your lifestyle. After all, it's all about change, changing yourself. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Be that change you want to see in others." I would like to share a little story with you about this man who wanted to change the world. So he spent a good 10 years of his life trying to do that. At the end of it, he realized that he wasn't able to change even one single person. Then he said, "Let me try and change my nation." And he spent 10 good years of his life trying to change his nation. At the end of it, he realized he wasn't able to change even one single person. Then he said, "Let me try and change my city." And he spent 10 good years of his life trying to change his city. At the end of it, he realized he wasn't able to change even one single person. Then he said, "Let me try and change my family. That should be easy." So he spent 10 good years years of his life trying to change his family. At the end of it, he realized he wasn't able to change any one of them. Then he said to himself, I wasted 40 years of my life trying to change others. Now let me spend the next 10 years and try and change myself. As he began his journey of change, he found that during those 40 years, he never really took care of himself. His health was an absolute disaster. He had every kind of health issue you can imagine. As he began to change, his health began to improve. And he was surprised. His wife began to change. Imagine it. She was also unhealthy because she was leading the same lifestyle and could no longer fit into the clothes of her younger days. When they both began to change, the children began to change. They were also unhealthy because they were also leading the same lifestyle. And this became a family of change, a family which developed a lot of love and bonding. And the amazing part was, this family started succeeding financially. Their business began to expand. When the neighbors saw what was happening, how this family was moving forward and progressing, they began to change. From one neighbor to the next neighbor to the next neighbor. One day, the entire city changed. When other cities saw what was happening in this city, how this city was progressing, moving forward, they began to change. From one city to the next city to the next city. And one day, the entire nation changed. And this nation became a nation with the lowest crime rate, with the lowest corruption rate, with the lowest divorce rate, and with the highest per capita income. From where do crime and corruption begin? The biggest crime begins from us, and that is when we don't take care of this human body in which we live, and we allow our organs and cells to become corrupted with sickness and disease. That is the biggest crime that we do against the body in which we live. And from this body, this crime and corruption flows into the society, and the society becomes corrupt. Why do divorces take place? Two people fall in love. 2 years, 5 years, or 10 years down the line, that love affair has now landed up in a court of law. What happened to the love they had for each other? Well, that crime and corruption which was happening inside their bodies destroyed the love they had for each other. Why is the per capita income of most nations, especially in the third world, way down? When this crime and corruption is happening in the bodies of the majority of people, how can they move up? How can the per capita income go up? So it's all about change. In fact, the law of change is one of the greatest laws in the universe. And using this law simply as a campaign slogan, a person called Barack Obama became the first African-American president of the most powerful nation in the world. How did he use this law of change? When he first went on a campaign, this is what he said: my dear fellow Americans, we need to bring change we can believe in. Can we do that? Yes, we can. And this campaign slogan became no less than a national anthem. Rally after rally, Barack Obama only had to utter these words: my dear fellow Americans, we need to bring change we can believe in. And there used to be a loud and thunderous applause from the audience, who responded with, yes, we can. If Barack Obama could use the law of change to become the president of the most powerful nation in the world, you can also use the same law of change to become the president of the most powerful human body in the entire universe. This body in which we live contains magical powers which you may not be even aware of. And these powers are lying asleep due to our state of health. When we start becoming healthy mentally, physically, and spiritually, these powers, they begin to rise up. And these powers, these magical powers, will help you to create a magical life on earth. And you will have magical success not only in your work, in your business, but also magical success in your relationships. You will become like a true magician. But to become that magician, you first have to learn the science of the human body. In school, they teach us the science of the material world, but nobody teaches us the science of the human body. These books will teach you the science of the human body. There is this beautiful song by a group called Foreigner, which has these words: blinded by science, I am on the run. Blinded by science, I am on the run. I am not an appliance. Don't try to turn me on. My dear friends, this is our reality today. We all are blinded by science. The science they taught us in school. And we are not an appliance. This body is the appliance. We only should know how to turn it on. If you don't know how to turn on your car, you cannot drive. Same way, if you don't know how to turn your body on, if you don't know the science behind the human body, you can't turn it on and attain that magical life and become a true magician. And age is no barrier. It's not that you have to be 20, 30, 40, 50 or 60 to turn into a magician. The day you choose to bring that change, that is your day. This lady here, Mrs. Aman Sandhu, at age 42, she decided to change her life. I gave her a copy of this book 2 years ago, the previous version, the bigger version. This is a compact edition for the Indian audience. I gave her a bigger version, and she followed the guidelines, and she was able to transform her health. From 96 kilos, she came down to 69 kilos in 10 months. Not only did she improve her physical health, she became mentally and spiritually healthy. Not only that, she became a more happier and a more loving mother, wife, daughter, sister, friend, and an amazing citizen of this amazing universe. And here she is. I would like to invite her to come and share a few words with us.
Good evening, everyone. Like my brother said, health is wealth. For us youngsters, being fit is the new black. It was just a chance meeting with him 2 years back. He saw an old wedding picture of mine and he mentioned, where is this girl that I knew? So I jokingly told him that girl is now gone forever. So because I had 3 children, and I had gained 10 kilos with each, and I was being a devoted mom to 3 of them, and in that devotion I was feeding myself whatever I was feeding them. So after that, one day I decided, I just put his book by my bedside, and one day I decided, let me just go through it. And a few pages, I got some interest, and I decided to embark on this journey of fitness. I enrolled with a local dietitian, I joined a gym. Believe me, the first month was very frustrating. I went back to the dietitian after a month because I had not lost even a single gram. And I asked her, is there any policy by which you refund people who don't lose at all? So she was ready to throw me out. And the same dietitian, after a year, I was the proud winner of their contest for having maximum weight loss. So when we had a little sort of a journey, a talk there, so I mentioned, and she mentioned, she said, you were the last person I thought who would win this title. Slowly and slowly I realized that when you embark on a journey, God makes you meet people who help you walk on that path. Now I have incorporated the various things taught by him in this book in my daily lifestyle. I try to be fit, not necessarily going to the gym. I try to do yoga, I try to walk, I play with my children, but I try to walk at least 10,000 steps a day. Even if we are out on a holiday, I'm the only one who wakes up and goes to the gym wherever possible or a walk. Then I try to eat healthy. Earlier I used to just stuff myself with whatever came my way. Now even a single just when I walked in here, I asked for a cup of soup which wasn't available. So the next healthy option was green tea. I was offered biscuits but I refused them. So I try to eat healthy. Earlier I used to just pick up anything and shove it down my throat. Now even one nut I know is very tough to digest. Next important thing that I have done is that I try to relax and meditate. Having 3 children, I'm always hands-on and always on the move. So I try to relax, try to meditate, try to go for walks, and try to sleep on time. Try to sleep on time and wake up on time. And lastly, what I feel is that I try to reduce the stress in my life. I try to be happy, at times I avoid my social commitments. I try to say no where I feel I'm pushing myself. So just these few basic steps have really helped me. And same as he shared, last month, a few months back, I had some skin issues, so due to which I had to consult a doctor. So I also got all my medical tests done. And can you believe what the doctor told me? She says, I'm sure your reports have got mixed with someone because I haven't seen a person at 40 and I'm 44 now. She says, I haven't seen a person having such healthy reports. So she made me go back to the lab and made me repeat the test again because she was convinced right from BP to my thyroid to my cholesterol, nothing was out of sync. I went back to the lab, I redid the test and no doubt they were my tests only and she was very happy. My skin issue was taken care of. So I would like to thank my brother who was one of the instrumental factors on this journey of my health and my fitness travel. And I would also like to thank all my friends and all my relatives, all my people who motivated me. And I would advise all of you to make this, at least read this book once and try to incorporate whatever you can gather from it. Thank you.
So if she can do it at age 42, if she can do it at age 42, being a mother of 3, and you can see what she was. This is what she was. And what she is now, she is in front of you. If she can do it, and I can be like this at age 62. The blood test that I was talking about, this is the first time I'm hearing about her test. The same results. Anyone who will follow this lifestyle by understanding the science behind the human body will get the same results. So I thank you for your time today and allowing me to share this knowledge, this divine knowledge of the universe with you. I hope you will read these books, make practical application, not be a procrastinator, and become that magician that you truly are. We are here on earth to become godlike, and these books can help you to begin that journey. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Mr. Gurdip. That was a very thought-provoking talk. There was so much to take away from his talk. be it about change as a ripple effect, battling with procrastination, which most of us are doing, dormant powers within us, and being blinded by science. And the most important takeaway was your journey, ma'am. Very inspiring, and you look fabulous.